We're here with the Medina Bees head coach Laird. And coach, coming into this season, obviously last year you guys finished 10-4, and then you made the regional finals for the third time in 4 years. Just kind of talk about how last year's regional final game really set you up, guys, to come into the 2024 season.
Well, I think we've turned the corner as a program. You know, the standards have been set, the expectations are there, and you know, our expectation every year is to win a state championship. So that's still the expectation out there. You know, it's great to build on the previous successes that we've had as a program, but we want to take that next step.
And then offensively, it's hard to replace 10 starters, starting off with the quarterback position. I mean, no one can replace a guy like Danny Starter, but you guys got like two quarterbacks in that same position, Kaysen and Beckett. Just kind of talk about how that guy's been in camp so far, and talk about some of the other offensive players that made a big step.
Well, you know, we've been in this situation before. After the 21 class, after Drew Aller's class, and Matt Spatney and all those guys, we had to replace 9 starters in 22. So we've been there before. The expectation is, you know, next guy up, whether it's Curtis Hartman, the tackle, Tommy Prock back at guard, you know, Kes Marsick at center. We expect the job to get done. At receiver, you know, we've got an all junior group, and the expectation is to pull the trigger and get the job done. You got Brian Wuchter, Sidney Lloyd, Jackson Riffle, Kellen Hathaway, bunch of guys that have made plays the last year in JV, and now it's their turn.
And then defensively, you guys get back Cooper Josephic, I mean, who led 139 tackles back. And then you got a guy like Talon Hovey, who led Northeast Ohio in 12 interceptions last year. Just kind of talk about how those guys have made a big impact for you on defense, and even some of the other guys.
Well, the big thing is that, you know, Talon is a 4-year starter for us. The expectation is there for him to be a playmaker back in the back end. You got Cooper Josephic is a 3-year starter. You got Cooper Estes as a 3-year starter. Multiple guys, Chad Gatchell, Cliff, Nickel is supposed to be, or is going to be a great player for us. You know, we've got a bunch of guys back defensively. The biggest thing that they've got to do is be physical and run to the football.
And then starting off with the first 3 games of the non-conference schedule, obviously starting off with Stowe, Olentangy, and Wadsworth. Just talking about how those first 3 games will be a big impact before the conference play begins.
Well, you know, our goal, one of our goals, win the state championship. Another goal is to win the opener. So we're worried about Stowe right now. We'll worry about Olentangy when we get to them, and Wadsworth when we get to them. But, you know, it's important to start out fast, you know, and start out sharp. And we're going to build from this past Saturday in our scrimmage and look sharper on Thursday against Elyria, and then look really sharp game 1.
And then going back into the GCC this year, just kind of talk about how you expect some of the guys with the experience that you had last year and able to compete again this year.
Well, last year, you know, we didn't win the conference, but the 2 previous years we won the conference. So we are 2 out of the last 3 conference champions. That's the expectation. Our goals every year: win the opener, win the conference, make the playoffs, win a state championship. Those are our 4 cornerstone goals. Those never change. And as far as the conference, you know, I think it's going to be a war every week, whether it's us versus Strongsville, us versus Mentor, Cleveland Heights versus Mentor, us versus Cleveland Heights. It doesn't matter. I think that all the teams are well coached, and all the teams are very talented.